Hi everyone, Dr. Greg Gillum with Human Fusion, and yesterday we talked about in part one this issue of management by algorithm that's being done at Uber. And we talked about the first problem with that is that people feel like they are under constant surveillance from their boss or their app, which is the same thing. In this case, their manager is an app on their phone. What's the second problem? Well, the second thing that the research goes into is that there's very little transparency in this system. So Uber drivers don't know exactly what's going on. They can't talk to their boss, therefore they don't know how decisions are being made. And of course, when you are penalized for something that you don't understand, of course, human nature is to feel like that system is unfair. And that's exactly what Uber drivers report, is that the way that they're evaluated is unfair. And of course, the more sophisticated these algorithms get, actually the more opaque that they get, not the more transparent. The third problem is simply the dehumanization of the whole idea between boss and direct report, right? So Uber drivers consistently report that they feel lonely, they feel isolated, they feel dehumanized, they're not part of a team, they don't feel like they're part of an organization even, they don't feel like they're part of the community, and of course they certainly don't have any personal relationship with their boss, since their boss is a machine or an app. Okay, so what do we do? So even if you're not in an organization that's experimenting with this, maybe you just want to know about the future of management and what it may or may not entail. To me, that's the most interesting part about this. So what can companies do? First of all, they can share information. They can start to increase the transparency, let people know how decisions are being made. Once you sort of pull back the curtain and Oz is revealed, then all of a sudden things can get better. Share with them the data and the goals that inform that data. Number two is to invite feedback. So form committees, form councils, form Slack groups of people who are maybe in a geographic location or just have common interests, and make people let people start inviting feedback into the system. Remember, one of the Q12 engagement points is, do I feel like my opinion is heard? And so that's a very important part of engagement here for companies that don't have real human managers. Number three, the problem is obvious here. People need people. We have to build in human contact. So maybe increase social connections around a city like New York or London or Los Angeles, where there's a ton of Uber drivers, and maybe you get, once a quarter, once a month or so, you get people together on that type of level. And the last thing you can do is build trust in the system. So the way you do that is that you humanize the system. So things that will make workers' lives better, like increasing sick pay or having maternity leave, or things that bring more human elements into the management process, may actually help when your manager is an algorithm, is an app. So anyway, that's the crux of the article. Interesting look at the way that humans and machines may ultimately interact in the management sphere. We often don't think about machines taking over people management. We think it's protected, at least for the next so many years, but we are right on the cusp of really facing some important issues as it relates to this. And if you like management related videos like this, please subscribe to Human Fusion, turn on your notifications. We'll keep you up to date on all the latest trends that are affecting management and management practice.